Hey, well, you gotta love technology. Boy, yesterday it flubbed up and did it a day early. Now today. So one of the challenges with having Facebook be your platform is these are the things that happen. So, but it's not going to stop me. It's not going to stop what we do. It's not going to stop me from getting you the information that I know that you need. So I'll wait for you to get here as our wonderful Facebook does its thing. Hey, I see you guys are back. Thank you very much. Well, all of a sudden, Facebook said, you're done. All of a sudden, Facebook popped up and said, you're canceled. There was an error. I'm like, there's an error. What the hell? Okay, so back to the story. So I come to California. We come back. We get ready to try to bill our customers. We bill our customers. 9/11 happened and the world went crazy. And within 90 days, people stopped paying their bills. Within 90 days, there was no mail. Within 90 days, didn't have my carrier payment. And within 90 days, the business was done. And so I had to figure out, what in the world am I going to do now? What in the world am I going to do now? And as I've been telling you all week, just absolutely love Dan Kennedy. I've read his stuff for years. And so, hey, at the end of this, I'm going to tell you some free gifts that I have from him that I still have in my garage. Really great resources like this one. This is probably my favorite, the Ultimate Marketing Plan. Great book. At the end, if you got your secret code from yesterday, I've got some of these for you, plus some other treats. But I was so overwhelmed with what in the world was I going to do to rebuild back my $1 million business? What is it? What is it? I tell this story all the time, is that I went to look for another job, but at the time I was making a lot of money. And I read an article that stated that, look, it takes 1 month every $10,000 that you want to earn. So at the time I was making about 200,000. So it was like 20 months. It's going to take me 20 months to find a job. How about I just try to rebuild this company? And my goal of this web class today, of spending this Saturday with me at noon, right at 3:00 and no, it's only Friday. See, I left on vacation early. It's only Friday. So spending this Friday with me is to get you to understand what exactly I did. And the one way that really trumps all the other ones. And that is by finding and securing very lucrative partnerships. And how do you do that? How do you find a partner that will send you consistent amount of traffic or new clients to your business? How do you do that? And so I developed three secrets to get it so that now I can teach you exactly how I did. And I know it is the easiest, fastest way to grow a 7-figure business, because here's the thing. And you guys tell me if this is true or not. Your biggest challenge I found, well, here's my biggest challenge, and you say if you agree. My biggest challenge in growing the business was consistently getting brand new customers. And is that what you guys are having? Is that the problem that you're having? Let me know here in the comments. I see some of y'all are here already. All right, I see you guys here. Great. It's very choppy. I'm sorry. I don't want it to be very choppy. But it's hotel internet. I am a Marriott Platinum, and so it's supposed to be upgraded, but it's hotel internet. But let me know, are you having a challenge getting consistent customers to come to your business? Because that's actually one of the things that I want you. Yeah, good. That's one of the things that I want to address today. If you've been concerned in the past, if you've ever failed before, raise your hand. If you've ever failed before, here's my favorite way of overcoming those steps, right? Because I think that fear is really what's holding me back from getting really great partnerships, is seeing exactly where your customers are, right? But not being able to go after them and get it. So I have a system of a way that I have my partners actually come to me instead of me going to them, which makes it 10 times easier. I actually wrote notes. So if you guys don't mind that, I just want to make sure that I don't forget to tell you anything. So truly my goal today is to make sure that I can help you find great partners that will give you access to their customers, right? People who want to discover how great you are and how great your business is. Hey, Risha, good to see you. And what is the next step? How to get them in and to get them right. So who am I? I think you guys all know me if you're already on my page, but if you're not, so for many years, I was the only female African-American public utility owner in the nation. So my friend Haig that was here earlier, hopefully he's back. He did all of the graphics for Fresh Start Telephone. He did my postcards. He did such an amazing job. He designed How to Build $1 Million Business in Las Vegas Casino. That book is amazing. So it's good to have old friends that I'm still connected with here. But in my telephone business, I struggled to have a consistent customer coming through the doors all the time. I also struggled with just building it and rebuilding it for the first time. So with it, I learned to find who had what I needed and going to that person and making sure that they could help me build. And so we ended up building together. Hey, Pep, I'm glad that you came back, Miss Pep. Hopefully you're coming out to Speed Weekend because we'd love to have you. So with it, I built my telephone company to over $100 million. I wrote the $1 million equation. I wrote Jackpot, How to Build $1 Million Business in Las Vegas Casino. And I also wrote this new book, Speed. And it's really about breaking down what do you need and what do you need to do to get you as quickly as possible to the $1 million level. And so even in the business, I was struggling to really figure out like who was, right? I knew I couldn't go back to the long distance market because just like with any business, things change, right? Technology changes, industry changes. And so you need to figure out, okay, what is changing in your business so that you can adjust and make it happen. In the telephone business, I needed to really think through who is my customer. So the number one thing that I believe that you need to do to make sure that you can find lucrative partners is make some really hard, fast decisions in your business. Make the decision to say, this is who my customer is. It's not everybody, right? So step 2 of the $1 million equation, which most of you guys have read that book, is to make sure that you know who your who is, that you know who you're talking to, that you can describe this person, that you can tell me where they read, what they read, tell me where they go, tell me what they like on vacation, tell me, who they are and name them. So even in Fresh Start Telephone, my target person was Tanisha. Everybody laughs about Tanisha. Really? Well, yes, Tanisha was a single mom in her 30s with 2 young kids under 12 who needed a phone. They needed consistency in their house. This was before cell phones. You have to remember that. And she wanted to make sure that she never, ever had to worry about getting her phone disconnected ever again. And so that was my target audience. That's who I created and crafted everything to. And once I knew that, then I went and found where was Tanisha. And I created lucrative partnerships with those companies so that it all worked. Yes, it sounds really simple. And it actually is. But simple doesn't make it easy. It doesn't make it easy to execute. Here are some things that I want to just make sure that I tell you is that, I was overwhelmed with the rebuilding process. I was overwhelmed with, when I got to the partners, they didn't really want to work with me at first. And so there were certain things that I needed to do that I'm going to share with you today to make sure that the partners are excited to work with you. And then after that, then they start to seek you out. So yes, you can tell I'm in California as I've got big hair today. Normally it's all straight, but California dream and California weather. So some of the examples of how I use partnerships to grow my business, even with no money, because if you remember, after losing it all, I filed bankruptcy. So nobody wants to give you any money, by the way, after you file bankruptcy. So there's no loans. There was no credit cards. SBA laughed at me. I lost my house, so I couldn't go get another second on my house. So there was no money. So I did this all with no cash. So if you're thinking that you can't build a 7-figure business because you don't have access to capital, that is incorrect. That is incorrect. That is false thinking. You are really allowing your current situation to dominate your future. You cannot do that. Your current situation should only be an existent, it's kind of like when you get blood work, right? All it tells is that that moment in time when I took your blood, these are the results from that moment in time. That's why when you go to get your blood work done, they tell you that you can't have anything to eat, right? Because they don't want anything to adjust it, because the doctor is going to make decisions based on what your blood work is right at this moment. But let's say your blood sugar is low. Guess what happens as soon as you eat breakfast? Then your blood sugar isn't low anymore, right? So that's exactly what I want you to consider your business, your current situation. If it is not exactly what you want it to be, it's only because of right now, not what can happen next week, not what can happen 100 days from now, because I always work in 100 days. Right? So what's going on in your business now is based on what you did over the last 100 days, which was the summer. If you were partying, if you were hanging out on the beach, if you were traveling and not really focusing on working on your business, then these are the results of what was going on then. So I had to really find, I didn't have any money to even get rent to put my business in. So I found a partner that was open to me even sharing the rent. I found a partner that allowed me to use his carrier agreement so that I could put my customers on there, and we structured the deal. Sometimes it was about commission. Sometimes it was about access to my customers. It was about really getting who your assets are and developing the process so that you could leverage your assets. And often you leave some of those out. So in the book and in the class that I run, we go through your assets and really figure out, who are you and who you have access to and what do you have access to. So here are the things that you might be thinking is that I don't understand really how partnerships can work for my business, right? And so I always like to tell the story of I went to file bankruptcy at the bankruptcy attorney. I sat there and I said, hey, I bet the people that are here filing bankruptcy need a better telephone service, one that's flat rate billing, one that they never have to worry about getting disconnected ever again. And so my attorney said, well, yeah. And so I said, hey, so what do you do with former customers who have already filed bankruptcy? And he said, well, nothing. I just put them in a file and they're in that room over there. I said, really? So can I have them? So I could send them an invitation to join my telephone. And he's like, well, yeah, I don't care. I said, well, what do you want for them? He said, nothing. I don't want anything. He goes, the only thing is I don't have them in a spreadsheet, right? I just have them in the hard files. So you got to go in that dusty room and go through all of the files and get them. And I said, well, how many, do you have in there? He's like, well, I've completed over 3,000 cases. So right then, here are people who my telephone business targeted credit challenged customers. So if you file a bankruptcy, I know that you're credit challenged. And so I got access to 3,000 potential customers. And then every new customer that came into his practice that filed bankruptcy, he gave my information. Fun, 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 right? Fun, fun, fun. So even here's the secret that really made it work is just so currently I read last week about Starbucks, and that Starbucks has like $4 billion worth of unused Starbucks gift cards. And so basically they just sell them over and over and over again, and they're just cash flowing. They're making a return on investment of like 900% off of their gift cards because, people put them in their wallets and then forget to use them. So I call it printing my own money. Same thing. So even for my referral partners, I used to create gift certificates that they would buy from me at 10 cents on the dollar. So if it was a $100 activation gift certificate, I would sell it for $10. So I went to who else, could be a referral partner for me. And they, hey, a pack of 10 is $10. It's a great gift to give to your customers. So 50% of them were never even used. So I got money for selling this intangible thing. I call it printing your own money. So much fun. But I jump ahead of myself. Let's go back to, will partnerships work for you? And I believe that any business, it can work. I don't care what you're doing. So much so that we just recently used it for my private client, Dr. Wells. I think you guys have all heard about Dr. Wells because he's been, if you read anything about, if you've read the $1 Million Equation, if you read the $1 Million Equation for Doctors, if you've read any of that, you know Dr. Wells. And you know his story of, when I came into his practice, he was doing about 384,000. I took him from 384,000 to 1.2 million. Hey, we did that with getting referrals just from his existing patients. But really, if you want to take it up another notch, I helped him go to where his patients already are and finding referral partners that send him brand new patients every single month. He's a cash pay practice, so it's not hard. I mean, it's hard to find new customers who say, I don't want to use my insurance. I just want to pay you cash, right? How do you do that? So if it works for an OBGYN, if it works for a pap smear, right? What you are selling has got to be easier. We can just find the partners and it will work. So never, ever, ever feel like you can't find partners that are willing and able to send you a boatload of customers to your business all at one time. So the speed, here's the truth. The speed process works with any type of business. And the best way to form great partnerships is to focus on who your partner is. It's by really getting out of your head and stop saying it's everybody and figuring out who your who is. Who is it? So for me, and I believe that's who you guys are, my who is an entrepreneur who can't wait to build $1 million business. Like, is not, just trying to get an extra $300. It is not just, trying to do this on the side. So my ideal customer is someone who is ready to do the work, who wants to build a legacy, who wants to change their life. Now, sometimes changing their life may be an extra $2,000 a month. I don't know that. And I can't say that for you, what it is. But in order to do that, you have to put out something, right? You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with your message. You have to invest something in the business. So part of my intake form requires that you tell me how much are you willing to invest in your business. It doesn't, building $1 million business doesn't happen by happenstance, right? It doesn't happen just, it just kind of, that's not how it happens. Like, you need a structure, you need a machine, and you need a way of not only getting new customers, but bringing them down through your process and getting them to stay, pay, and refer. Yes. Stay, pay, and refer. So stay. I ran a local group here in Vegas or I'm in California today, but in Las Vegas, I ran a local group for 15 years. I ran a mastermind, paid mastermind that paid every single month, 10 years, right? So staying is really how you get it to transform your business. So maybe you might be thinking, you don't understand how this could work for you. Let me tell you a couple more things. So the part of it is, secret number 2 is, I've got a way to help partners seek you out, right? So that they'll come to you instead of you going and begging. Yes, in the beginning, especially when I was a startup, I did have to go and pitch myself. However, I figured out a way to create this Richelle, right? And to get them asking and begging to do business with me. So much so that a local insurance agent here in Vegas came directly to me and said, hey, I want to make your business a satellite office inside of my office. And I want to sell what you have. And I want to send all of my customers to you. Does that solve the problem for you, Mr. Patrick? Gotta love Patrick. But that's how it works in the end, is that you to make sure that you have the structure correct so that the partners coming directly to you all make sense. So some people think that, I'm not good at cold calling and asking strangers to do business with me. Well, neither am I. It's like, cold calling. Are you kidding me? I hired my best friend, Babette, to ride in the car with me when I just grabbed this job that was cold calling. And she had to go to each store with me. It lasted all of 3 months because I wouldn't get out of the car. I don't do cold calling. That's why I became a marketing expert because I hate to have to go direct. I love people to come to me and say, Richelle, I want to do business with you. I don't do this thing where I just pitch, and all that thing that they teach you how to do in direct sales businesses and MLMs, talk to people at the grocery store. Hi, are you ever interested in it? No, that's why I became a marketing expert. So that's not what this is. So I hope that that's not what you're thinking. Failure paralyzed me. So if I had to go and ask somebody for something and they said no, then I was a mess. And that actually did not work for me. So you want to make sure that that's not how we do it. One of the things I got introduced to partners and potential partners from my existing partners. And I'm sure that there are people right now on your list. One of the things that we do on Speed Weekend when you come to Vegas is that we put together your list so that we know who we can reach out to. We know who's going to work with you. And then we construct some stuff so that we're never, ever pitching. But we'll talk more about Speed Weekend when we're done with this.
Thank you so much for listening to my passion project and the $1 Million Equation podcast. Love what you're hearing? If you like it, I love it. So click the subscribe button to get each week your new favorite episode.
But secret number 2 is truly that there are some ways that you can build that you get the partners to come to you. And it's by creating the business and making the business so desirable to other entrepreneurs. So how does that happen? Well, it happens in consistency. It happens in the image that you project. It's more than pretty pictures. And I see a lot of people with lots of pretty pictures and lots of new websites. I just now changed my profile picture. My banner is still the same banner from 2015. It's not that. It's not changed the pictures. It's changed who you say that you are. One of the things that Natalie is in my current class of Speed. And the one thing that we talked about is she's a phenomenal bookkeeper, right? Like she's been doing this 30 years. She's helped entrepreneurs find millions and millions of dollars. She's saved them another 10 million. And then lastly, she's helped them plan for the future. So she's more than a bookkeeper, right? I said, but if you say that you're a bookkeeper, people think that you're a data entry specialist and they think that it's a $10 an hour job. That's not who she is, right? So we needed to create her new name of what she does. And what you now do. What's your new name? Tell everybody what you came up with because I think it's just fabulous. But what it did was instantly, now we get to look at her in a different light. It's not that she's the bookkeeper. It's kind of like, when I go into private clients, I'm not the marketing girl. That's not who I am. Who I am is I am a leader. Like I help transform your business. I'm not the marketing girl. So the marketing girl gets $1,000. That's not who I am. The marketing girl does random projects for you and posts and comes in your office. That's not who I am. I'm a leader, not a follower. I'm running the ship. Like I'm Marcus Lemonis when I come in your business. I'm fully in charge. I'm training. I'm telling them. I'm creating documents. I'm running the ship. So that is definitely more money than what the marketing girl. There it is. Financial fixer. Yes, yes, yes. Love that. So with it, you have to create not only the image, but you have to be very clear on who you are and who you want so that they will come to you. For example, a couple months ago, I had a wonderful Independence Day virtual summit, which that summit is even better than ever. And it's coming out at the end of this month with everybody you need to really have a breakthrough in your business, right? So I reached out to 4 or 5 people at first. Guess what? Word got out and the rest of them came to me. Now, the rest of them are coming to me for my next virtual summit. Hey, can I speak? Can I share? right? But you have to develop who you are first. And we do that by making sure that you're not showing up in a specific light. So most folks say, but I'm not a big enough company yet. I'm not worthy. How about the one that told me, I'm not an expert? I'm like, so then what are you selling if you're not an expert? You're an expert. How are you in business if you're not an expert? Even if you are an expert of somebody else's product, you know the ins and outs of it, you know how it works. That makes you an expert. So it's not about worthiness. That's why I talk about fear all the time. 9 times out of 10, the reason why it's not working is not because the product doesn't work. It's not because your marketing doesn't work. It's because you are coming from a place of lack, of unworthiness, and not from a place of power. So I always want you to come from a place of power. So the first secret, of course, is will they work for you? The second secret is, how do you come from a place of power? It's that you have to set it up that way and make sure that people are coming to you and that you're not just chasing, right? And that even when you approach, it's never, hi, I want you to give me access to all your customers, right? So even when I asked the attorney, I didn't say, hi, can you give me all your previous customers and all your new ones? Because I think they'd be great for my service. That's where people make the mistakes. They reach out to me in my PMs and say those things. Richelle, can you send this out to your list? Because I think your list needs what I have. No. Instead of, Richelle, I'd love to help your list. Richelle, I believe that there are 3 things that can really help your list. Here are the ways. And how can we work together to make sure that, what your mission is takes place? So mine is always, I really want to help 1 million businesses reach the $1 million status. So when I'm reaching out to folks, that's what I say. You know what? I have the $1 million equation and my new book, Speed, the easiest, fastest way to reach 7 figures. I would love to work with you on helping me get the word out. Do you know, or maybe are folks on your list, open to that possibility? Always different, right? Yeah. Now, the direct messages that I get are just unreal. That, somebody told them that, yeah, just message everybody that you think might be interested and then just give them this blanket message. It's never customized. It's obvious that they haven't done any research. And so that's part of the stuff that I believe that you need to do is focus on the research of who is it that has your customers. And then while you are focused on the research, right, making sure that you craft a message that works for them, not that works for you, because you always want to be customer focused and partner focused. It's never about how it's going to help your business. It's always about how it's going to help the partner's business, right? And so it doesn't matter how big you are at that point. It doesn't matter if you've never had a customer before at that point. If you are providing and being of service to the partner's customers, then it all makes sense. Sometimes you have to do it for free at first. Sometimes you don't get paid at first, but your goal is to acquire the customer so that then you could sell them other things after that. Yes, that makes sense? Awesome. So while you are putting the business together and while you are out looking for potential partners, always think through, who has your customer? Who has your ideal customer? Because you need to fix that part first. And then how can I really serve this partner and make sure that it works? Yeah. Okay. And secret number 3 is some folks have said to me, excuse me, Richelle, I don't know if I can handle more than a couple of customers, so I'm not going to, I don't know if partnerships will work for me because it'll get me too big and right? And so I always want to take them back to, well, wait a minute. Your goal is to build a business, right? Not overwhelm yourself with customers. So let's build a business and not build a good job. So you may be thinking that, oh, I can't take on a ton of new customers. And what if these partners really start sending? What would I do? So one of the things that I did for both Miles, I think you guys all know Miles too, is that I helped him with, he does custom backyard courts. And so what we did was we just devised the system so that when the lead came in, they went to a certain process so that his staff could take care of him. And it wasn't just him, right? And we built a business that works when he's out of town, that works when he's on vacation, that works without him, right? Same thing actually with the doc is that we created a system so that when his leads came in, that his nurses took everything, took care of the first monies, even $350 worth of their appointments were all taken care of by his nurses before he ever saw them so that he could wait, allow the leads to come in. He could be on vacation. He could be taking his children to work, which is what he likes to do, to work, to school. He could be picking them up, which is, again, what he loves to do, and doing homework with them while his staff was still generating money for him. Those are the things that you want to do so that you can have this wonderful, lucrative lifestyle. Because I don't think that you want the business just for the money. Like, no, that's not it. Like, I think you're here because you really want freedom. You really want the freedom of having a lifestyle that works for you instead of against you. That's what my business was for years. It worked against me. Like, it killed me. It made so that I was working 24 hours a day. And after I met my good friend, Dan Kennedy, he helped me devise a business that working for the business, right? Not having a great job, but really developing a business that works for me. And that's what that part that you really want to make sure that it happens. Are you creating systems so that your intake process works? Do you have tools that make it so that it works? So I know that you might be thinking, I don't even know how to run a bigger business. I'm so used to running this basic where you come in, I do the work, but that's what's keeping you stagnant. Right? That's what's keeping you where you are. So there are simple tools that I use that I used for all of my clients that work, right? That help the process go even faster, that help generate leads, that help them go so that it all makes sense. Yes? So how y'all enjoying this so far? Having a good time? Does this make sense? Let me know. Does it make sense? Let me know. That makes sense. I know there's a little lag. So, oh, I got one like. I got one like. I got one like. Here they go. Here they come. Yay. Hey, Misty. Yes, yes, yes. Having fun. Good, good, good. But does it also make sense? Does it make sense of how, getting the partners to actually send the customers to you? Because that's the key to this whole thing. Good, good, good. Great, Alicia, makes sense. Because you don't want to be the one, right? Constantly having to find new. Because if you're having to find new, then you are not going to spend your time really servicing your existing. And if you're not servicing your existing, then you miss that stay, pay, and refer, right? They're not going to refer to you. They're going to just be one and done, which I see it all the time. I see it in the coaching business. I see it in the consulting business. I see it, people with they get a client and then they go away. All of mine have come back and forth. It may be that they don't need me right now, but they all come back. They all come and spend some time. There's several on this that have been here for years, right? That have been doing business with me. So as you think through, who can be your potential partners? Who has your current customers now? Did you find a lot of? So you stop looking? The life of a teenager, right? The life of a teenager on vacation. That always works. You know what it is? It's very different when I talk to my staff, right? Because my staff goes, "Oh, okay, Richelle." They go and they find me a water. Like my kid, I have to go, "Okay, hello, excuse me. Could you see if there is one? Could you find it? Could you get me one? Could you have it?" Gotta love her. She's my favorite. All right. You don't know where it is. So come here. Come say hi. All right. You have to say hi. Say hello.
Hello.
Oh, can I see you? Say hi. Hi. All right. Now go over there. Find me a water. Always the moms. All right. So we've covered how to grab hundreds of clients instantly. And that is by getting lucrative partnerships, right? Finding where your customers already are so that you can bring them in. How to position your business, and you have to set it up. You have to be the financial fixer in order to really build a business. Like you can't be Natalie at home on the couch doing bookkeeping, right? That cannot happen, right? Like even me, I'm the $100 million woman. I'm not just here. This is what I do. Right? I'm not the marketing guru. So make sure that you flip your positioning around so that you are somebody so that they can't wait to work with you. And then lastly, how do you handle, thank you. The increased business is that with systems, right? You have to put the systems together so that the systems will actually blend, and work. All right. So how do you put it together? My favorite way of putting it together is actually having you join my wonderful 100K in 100-day blueprint. Yes, yes, yes. So in it, I teach you how to do all of these things, how to find lucrative partners, how to make sure that you position yourself accordingly so that you can be the financial fixer, as Natalie is, making sure that you restructure the systems in place so that you're not just feeling calls and that you're actually working in the business and doing the highest, best use of your time. How do you find that? Helping you find great partners that'll give you access without losing everything and constantly struggling to find a new customer. So what is Speed School? So several of you have already heard about Speed School. You already know what Speed School is. For this weekend, though, I've got a special Labor Day deal that's going to throw in some other things for you because it's Labor Day. And I always love to do a Labor Day special because I get emotional. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm sorry. I like to do Labor Day specials because it was this time when my life changed. Right? It was Labor Day, right? When I took off thinking that I'll take care of it next week. You know, time to, I did like we all do as entrepreneurs is that we get to a period where we go, I deserve to take a break, right? Even without having the systems in place. And so I always do a Labor Day special because after my life changed forever and I lost it all, I never, ever, ever want anybody else to experience that again. I want this to be that if you want to change your business and change your life and you need a welcome call and you need a sign and you need a finally moment, you need a suddenly moment, you need a, okay, kick in the butt moment, then I want to make sure that I'm providing it for you and doing it at a rate that will help you with by throwing in all of the tools that I love to. So y'all know that every day I sell speed. Thank you. I sell speed for $29.97 just by itself. Who does speed work for? It works for entrepreneurs who want to grow their business quickly. It works for salespeople who want to take themselves out of the process. It works for solopreneurs who are by themselves who want to generate an endless stream of new customers without being the one that I'm going to go sell. Now I'm going to go work. Now I'm going to go sell. Now I'm going to go work. I want to get you out of that feast or famine. It works for business owners who want to take a vacation. Right? You might be thinking that, you just can't get started because it really is too small. that you're too small, that you're too far behind, that it's too late. I always want to tell you that it's never too late and that you're never too small and that you can first, I'm sorry. I can't believe it. You could steal my systems, the ones that I use that work. Ultimately, I am extremely frugal, after losing it all and losing it all twice. I didn't even tell you about the second time that I went to sell Fresh Start that I sold to a guy who didn't pay me. So I had to start all over again. That's how I got Dr. Wells as a client, actually, and I ever be grateful for him is that I had to start all over again, you know. And so now I just do things. So I've found like the best tools that work for the best buck, right? You get more bang out of your buck for the different tools that I have. I'm doing a lot with Google Forms now and integrating them with little Zapier things that just transform business. And so I just want to make sure that you guys have all of those things. So I want to throw all of those in for you. So here's what you're going to get, right? So you're going to get Speed School, which is the 100 days to 100K blueprint. I'm also going to give you Breakthrough because Breakthrough sells for $500. I discount it all the time. But Breakthrough really kind of helps you hone in like who your who is, because you can't find a partnership if you don't know who your who is. So in Breakthrough, in that class, it's 2 weeks. It's very, very quick and it's intense. I mean, you get an assignment every single month and you need to complete the assignment every single month, every single day. And you complete the assignment every single day. So in Breakthrough, it gets you on a rhythm, to working in your business. Hopefully you guys are the same, that you've been through so many roller coasters that you're ready, you feel kind of out of rhythm. That's who this is for. It's to get you back in that, okay, getting really clear and excited about who your who is and who you're serving, and making sure that you're focusing on who you're serving, not just what you can do. So one of the things that happened when I lost it all is that I started to think of, okay, well, what can I do for money instead of what would I love to do for the rest of my life? And in Breakthrough, that's what we do. We work on what can you do for the rest of your life, not what you can do right now for money. That's not fun. That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable for you as a person. So normally, of course, Speed School is $29.97. Breakthrough is $500. There are tools that I want to give you so that you can steal my funnels, the funnels that I use to get new one-on-one consultations. If that's what you want. I have funnels that I use just to sell products and services. I have funnels that I use that hooks to my membership site. All of these things, these tools that you can just steal them. I'll just give them to you. You change your picture, you change your who, and they're already done. So if you've been struggling to put your websites up, if you've been struggling to, I don't know what it needs to say, like mine will just be there. You can just adjust it so that it works for you. You'll also get my email scripts. So if you're on my email list, you'll notice that there's all sorts of, they're all strategic, which most people don't even know that. I mean, if you're here now, but they're all strategic. Like there's all for a reason. When do I send just one without an offer? When do I send just one with an offer in the PS? When do I send one that's a straight offer, right? How do you do that? How do you make sure that they all work harmoniously so that people are not going, what is this? All she does is sell. No, that's not true. That's not what you get when you get from me. So one of the things that we've done both for all of my private clients is setting it up so that they show up more often. And then people get to, okay, now it's time to buy, right? The fun parts. So you'll get the kick in the butt moment worked for me. Yay, Natalie, I love that. Hi, Larry. Nice that you could join us. But it's really about the systematizing, right? In those 14 days, like you get so much done. Actually, in the new speed class, for all of y'all that loved Breakthrough, but kind of fell short in speed, instituting this daily assignment. Yeah. So you'll get a daily assignment from me of what you should be doing over 100 days to get you there. Now I built in for you some rest days. I built in for you, okay, Today is a day that I just want you to go back over what you've done and look and critique and adjust and make sure that you love it, right? So those days are built in, but in this 100 days, you will get a daily assignment so that you can't fall off track. So I tried to do speed where I just gave you a weekly assignment. That didn't work. In the middle, there was a hiccup. One of the good things about speed, though, is that as an alumni, you can take it as many times as you want. So not only are you going to get speed, but you're also going to get breakthrough. You're also going to get my shared funnels that work based on what your business is. You're going to get my emails follow-ups that work based on what your business is, and the scripts that I use to access potential partners. With those tools, that's going to help you speed up the money in your bank account, of course, but also appear as the expert, right? Because you can't just show up as Natalie on the couch. You have to show up as Natalie, the financial fixer. How do you do that? So it needs to be professional looking. It can't be hard to read. It needs to be efficient. So that's why I want you to be able to use the tools that I know are proven, that I know work, right? Focus on systematizing your business that we need to make sure so that you're not overwhelmed. You'll be able to finally get rid of your old website, broken systems that you have, and the overwhelm. It's not always fun to be in overwhelm. So I didn't know how to follow up with everybody at the same time. So I had to find a way to do it myself. And now I can show you the files and the templates of things that are all consistent. Because in the end, it really sucks when you get to the end and your partner isn't performing, right? You need to be able to work with your partner. You don't have to think about the energy of every single email, the struggle with the web changes, because you can actually use my assistant to do a lot of those too. So those tools just by themselves would be, my stuff that I had professionally done, outsourced, that I had copywritten, that I had done. I spent over 15 grand for it. So of course, that's not what I'm going to charge you for.
Hey, 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 MDE Nation. Have you grabbed the original, the OG book, the book that started it all? The book, The $1 Million Equation. That was my original passion project where everybody kept asking me, Richelle, tell me how you rebuilt back your $1 million business. How in the world did you come back from losing it all? How in the world did you do it? And I sat and I spent 2 weeks and I wrote The $1 Million Equation. So it sounds exactly how I talk. If you put my voice to it while you're reading it, you will feel the essence of me. But you will also learn some really great, valuable lessons on how to build your own $1 million business. Yep, you can grab it right there on Amazon.
But the last thing that you're also going to get is examples of agreements, because I want you to have some agreements that you can put in place with everyone so that you're not overwhelmed, so that everybody is just following what they normally do. So that, I paid a lawyer $2,000 to do it. So I want to make sure that you have that too. And then I have the partner creator blueprint, and that's how to get partners to seek you out, right? Like this system has the ways that you can create your media. It media trains you. It helps you do what I did, is get a local show on your local affiliates there in your hometown. And so, I'm on as the Money Honey. You guys can see me. Matter of fact, if you are in Las Vegas on Monday at 9 a.m., be sure to tune in to my Money Honey segment where I share with you the best deals right now and the best things to buy in September, October, and November so that you can save money for yourself and for your business. That's on Monday morning at 9 a.m. on Fox 5 in Las Vegas. So I show you exactly how I got the local Money Honey segments. Would that change your business? Would that alone change your business, right? So even if I was still charging the $3,000 for speed, just the fact that I'm going to show you exactly how I got on television and how I have a recurring spot on this morning show here in Las Vegas. I'm going to show you how I did it. Why would they ever choose me? Tell me that. I don't look like anybody that's on TV. I'm over the age limit, right? Everybody that's on this show is in their mid-20s, early 30s. I don't look like them. I, I'm a little more round than most people on television. Why would they choose me, right? Why would they choose me? Well, because I created this that I'm putting together in the partner creator blueprint, the whole media package, that it made it a no brainer for them to choose me. Not only for them to choose me, but for Yahoo News, Yahoo Financial to pick up my segments. And so several of my segments are showed and shared on Yahoo Financial, for Nerd Wallet to pick me up and to write articles about me, for Entrepreneur Smart Money, all of those. So all of that is actually included in this speed package too. I said, I'm going to give you the partner creator blueprints and the media day package. Oh, right? I never, ever include the media. I never do that one because it's a lot of hard work. Like, it's teaching you how to answer questions, how to be spontaneous in the questions, I'm going to have my great partner, Shelby, come in, and she was with me in the beginning when I was doing television. She came to California with me as I was being filmed for a movie, and, helped me fix it because I was stuck with my hands. Right. And so she helped me project and help me do that. So she's got a special segment that she's going to teach you in that to help you get media trained. I'm going to have you talk to my producer, that my former producer at Fox, so that you know what you're doing is just totally different to get you out of that rut that you're in and really get you to that next stage. So just to recap, what is that? You're going to get the 100 days to 100K blueprint, where you come in and we talk every single day during that 100 days to make sure that you get an assignment and you get that, pick off that rocket ship that you need. You get a copy of my funnels, which one that you need. I've got over 25 that just sit there and that are producing for me, so that you get them, so that you know what the template looks like, and you'll be great. You get my email follow-up scripts, what my indoctrination, what happens when a brand new customer comes in, what happens after they purchased a product, what happens when they're brand new to my list but they haven't purchased a product, how to do a 4-day sale, how to do a 3-day follow-up. I mean, all of those templates that I have that are already done that are super fun to have, which, by the way, if you're on my email list, you will see that happen over the weekend, that you'll get the 4-day email follow-up to encourage you to fill out the application, or at least send me a private message so we can talk to see if this is a good fit for you. Because this is such a special deal, I haven't created a landing page or a sales page, because that's not what this is. This is the kick in the butt. This is if you're ready to change your life in the next 100 days, this is the wake up call. This is damn, I'm tired of being where I am. I want help, but I need to hear that from you. Right. So we need to kind of chat before this happens. I need to know that this is a right fit for you, because, as I said, the deal is so ridiculously amazing. So you're going to get all those things. Plus, you're going to get once a month that we chat one-on-one, and I develop your action plan for the next 30 days. So you'll get your 30 days initial, where I go, okay, let's fix this after you do breakthrough. You'll get your 30 days initial, and then you'll get your second one at day 60, and then your last one at day 90, so that you can roll into the last 10 days so that you can fix it. So that now you are always in the momentum, so that the momentum doesn't fall away, so that you are consistent over time. All of those things, from the scripts to the agreements, from the partner creator blueprint, from the media training, from the one-on-ones with me, all of that is well over $20,000. But for this weekend, and for this weekend only, I'm only going to charge you $997. So $1,000, you get all of that over the next 100 days. Crazy. I know, but it's Labor Day, and that's how I cry. And this is what we do for Labor Day. So if you are interested in coming and hanging out with me for the next 100 days, then send me a private message. Let me know so that we can jump on a call and see what's going on. See if it's a good fit for you, right? See if it's not a good fit for you. See if it makes sense for you, and see if maybe there's another direction. Just 2 days ago, I talked to a woman. It wasn't the right fit for her. I put her in another program. Actually, I sent her a free book and said, hey, let's start there first, and then you can move over. She wasn't really clear about who she was targeting. She, if it's not right for you, I'm going to let you know that so that we can go through some other things. But, all you got out of this whole process was just a clear understanding of who your who is, who your target is, and how to communicate your message. If that's all you got, then it'd be worth the 15 grand. If that's all you got, but that's not, that's only if you just do the bare minimum. If you're ready to work and if you want to change your life, then it's about putting in the work, right? I can make it cheap or I can make it valuable. Yeah. So I could just be like, okay, hey, we can do this for $27. You can come in there. And, you wouldn't show up. You take it lightly. You wouldn't do your part. So I can't do that. I have to make it valuable. I want some skin in the game. I want some skin in the game from you. I want to make sure that you are committed to this process, that you want to make this happen, that you want to change your life. You know what? And if we could just get you one steady partner that was sending you referrals once a month, your life would be changed. Your life would be changed. That's one. That's just one. It doesn't have to be perfect. So even like we're doing this here, it doesn't have to be perfect. Look, we had technical challenges at first. It kicked me off, all kind of crazy stuff, but we're still here. So if you're still here at this time, I definitely want to make sure that I send out to you the Ultimate Marketing Plan, my favorite book, and give you a free consultation. Because if you've watched this the entire time, then I know that either you really like me, you might really like me, but you're really ready to make a change. So let's chat. Send me, like I said, a message. You can put it either there or you can send it in the private. You can send me a private personal, whichever one, but I appreciate you being here for the whole time. I only have 3 copies of the Ultimate Marketing Plan. So if you like that one, make sure that you send me the private message. Also tell me what the code word was from yesterday so that we can get you that book. I appreciate you being here though the whole time. But, as we add the 3 one-on-ones, all of the things that you have, the special media, I want you to realize that no matter what you do, I really like you too. No matter what you do, maybe I just need a vacation. But no matter what you do, you are always one decision away from changing your life. I believe that you're one partnership away. If I wouldn't have got the partner who allowed me to put customers on his existing agreement, I would have never rebuilt back the $1 million business in 5 months. If I'd have never found the partner who allowed me to put my business where I could accept payments inside of his business, there would have been no fresh start. There would have been nothing. You are right now one partnership away. You can today change your life. You can right this moment, go to the next spot, but it's up to you. So, that's not how I do. Here's my offer. It is everything that I said, from the scripts to my funnels, to my email scripts, to my agreements, to 3 one-on-ones with me, to the 100-day with 100 pieces of 100 assignments. You're going to get, 2 to 3 days where I say rest. One of the assignments are going to be some really fun things, and they're going to be to get you out of your comfort zone, but it's going to get you to where you need to be. So if you're ready for change, send me a private message. Let's chat. If you are not ready to change, I got you too, right? If in fact you are ready, in the message, say, hey, Richelle, I'm ready. If you need a little help, say, hey, Richelle, I'm ready, but I need a little help, right? I need a little help to structure how the financial part is going to work. But in the end, I appreciate you. Thanks, Natalie, for all of that. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I love it. See, one of the things that happens is that I believe in your businesses kind of before you guys do sometimes. But here's what I know, that there was a lot of times when Dan Kennedy believed in my business before I did. And that's what we need sometimes. Somebody else believing in us until we can believe in ourselves. So I appreciate you. Have a fun weekend. Do you want to learn a really fun business lesson? Steal my emails that you'll get over the weekend. But I love you for free. Unless there are any questions. If you have any specific questions, I'm open to it. I gotta find my water. I know we brought two. I just drank this one and I figure out where it is. And then off to my cousin is getting married. And so I can't wait to see this beautiful wedding, see family and friends, and of course, eat Mexican food. I'm in California, go see my favorite spots and enjoy everything. All right. So I don't see any questions. So once again, I love y'all for free and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, speed your existing speed. So Natalie, all your stuff, we start with your daily stuff. That's why I kind of gave y'all a break last week, but you'll get all of that next week. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I love it, love it, love it. So I'll see y'all. Have a good one. Bye. Hey, if you're just watching this in the replay, say hashtag replay and still send me the message. All right. See you. Bye. I forgot to say it.